It has come to my attention that my name is out there in the various groups and circles. Oh, yeah, the wolf's been doing this a long time, mostly in the private. But that's okay. The name, what is a name but a persona? Are you not enjoying the show? This is in life but a stage, and we are characters and legal persons upon it. Let's take a deeper look into the nuances of a valid warrant. See, a warrant is a warrant. Okay. So let's see what the good old authorities on such things have to say about it. Hopefully, everybody is doing well out there. To all the people who love me, love you back. All the people who hate me, hate you back too. Don't forget to check out blacksite32.com, also known as Badwolf Unincorporated. Let's take a gander, shall we? Once again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. A warrant in contracts. You heard that right. First thing right out of here. This is Black Laws Dictionary, 5th edition. I could cross-reference the first and the 11th, but we'll just go in the middle for now. Let's just do it, huh? Hey, Leo, let's just do it. In contracts, to engage or promise that a certain fact or state of facts in relation to the subject matter is or shall be as it is represented to be. A warrant is a contract. They have a warrant for your arrest. It's a contract. In conveyance to assure the title to the property sold by an express covenant to that effect is the deed of conveyance. To stipulate by an expression covenant that the title of the grantee shall be good and his possessions undisturbed. Warrant, an order by which the drawer authorizes one person to pay a particular sum of money. I'm hearing contract, property, and money. Aren't you guys? A command of a council, board, or official whose duty it is to pass upon the validity and determine the amount of a claim against the municipality. A warrant differs from a bond in that a bond is a negotiable instrument, whereas a warrant is non-negotiable and is subject at all times to the defenses it would be were it in the hands of the original payee. Huh. The warrant shall be signed by the magistrate and shall contain the name of the defendant, or, if his name is unknown, any name or description by which they can be identified with reasonable certainty. It shall describe the offense charged, a charge, in the complaint. Warrant, warranty, warrantia, general warrant, distress warrant. This is commerce, people. This is commerce. They're doing, even a warrant is commerce. And if the federal government utilizes the term warrant, are they doing commerce too? That's where it's a little bit different. See, on the upper levels, it's still a warrant. They're waging war on you. They're charging your Sesta KV trust, or your general trust, as it's called, with a commercial amount. Even if it is a crime, even if you did whatever, it's still a commercial activity. And you are the surety for it. So they're trying to get money from you. And if they can't get money from you, then they're going to take the body. Corpus delicti, show me the body. You can't pay your charge and you don't know how to find yourself innocent of the charge, then they hold the body. Interesting. All right, so let's take a look at what makes a warrant valid. This is a very hot video, guys. Normally, these are some of the subtleties I go over in the VIP area and in private consultations, but we're going to break it down for you guys here. Oh, hold on, bear with me. This program doesn't have the voice. Let's see here. All right, no, it doesn't. All right, so we'll do it this way. All right, give me 1 second. We have the technology.
Authority, judge's authority, who can issue it? Not every judge can issue a warrant. A valid warrant must be issued by a judge or magistrate with the proper jurisdiction and authority over the case. This is important because different courts, civil, criminal, family, have different jurisdictions. A warrant for search, arrest, or seizure must be tied to a criminal matter. A judge cannot issue a warrant based on purely civil issues.
Okay, so did you hear that? A lot of these judges are doing that. They're issuing warrants on things that are not criminal. Some of them are not doing it from the right jurisdiction. They cannot issue it based on something that is civil, which are what most of them are based on. And it's BS. It's unconstitutional. You traitorous heathens. Get out of my country. Doing international business here and raging war with your war rants on American people disguised fraudulently, mistakenly as U.S. citizens.
Issues. Authority limitations. For example, a civil court judge cannot issue a criminal search warrant. It must come from a court handling criminal jurisdiction, and the judge must have competency over that area. 2. The physical document, format and paper type, official format. A valid warrant must follow the official legal format used by the court, meaning it must be printed on court-authorized paper, typically with a watermark or specific type of paper unique to that court or jurisdiction. This paper often includes specific formatting requirements that vary from state to state or jurisdiction.
So even their own documents must follow certain procedures to be valid. So how do we get some cases dropped? Well, we took a look at the document or the warrant, and we see if it follows the blue book, a uniform system of citations. This tells us how they are supposed to be formatted. The font, the color, the size, boxing, no boxing. What they would say, oh, that's just an oversight or an omission, or we'll just don't worry about that. That's not going to stop your court case. Oh, yeah, it does stop the court case because they have not perfected the citation or the warrant against you. They have to have everything 100% right to be right. If they're trying to make a perfect 7-layer cake and you throw some rocks and nails and some dog crap in it, even if it's a small amount, it's not a perfect cake, is it? Legal department. Let's get all up in there. Let's take a look. Let's keep going, shall we?
Jurisdiction. Seal of the court. The warrant must bear the official seal of the court. The seal signifies the document's authenticity and legal authority. Without the seal, the document is not recognized as an official legal instrument.
Which may also contain the fact that it needs to be the perfect size, the right colors, wet ink, a raised seal.
Instrument. Signature in wet ink. A valid warrant requires the wet ink signature of the issuing judge or magistrate.
Did you hear that? Now I'm going to let you guys in on a little extra something that normally goes through in the VIP section. So join me in the VIP sections, if you will. It supports me monthly. It's only $1.99 for you guys, but a lot of $1.99s adds up and keeps the lights on and everything else moving. I already told you guys they've reduced the amount of payout for YouTube. I survive on that and this and consultations. Okay. And of course, we know that YouTube will just say certain factions within YouTube don't like me, and along with Wikipedia. So every little bit helps is what I'm trying to get to. So here's some of the extra juice that normally we don't put on this side. A faxed copy of a warrant is invalid. It's a facsimile, which means not the same. They have to have the original, and it has to be wet ink, and it has to be from a competent judge who has jurisdiction over the matter, the subject matter, and persona jurisdiction. Now, each one varies a little bit as far as what their seal is, but if it's an old seal, too big, or maybe they stamped it on the paper, half on, half off, or maybe it's half on the paper, invalid. The more you know.
Magistrate. This means the signature must be physically signed with ink, as a digital or stamped signature is often not acceptable unless state law explicitly allows it. The absence of this could render the warrant invalid. 3. Supported by probable cause, criminal relevance, probable cause in criminal matters. A valid warrant must demonstrate probable cause that a crime has been committed or is about to be committed. This ties the warrant directly to criminal law, ensuring it is not based on mere suspicion or civil violations. The police or law enforcement must provide a sworn affidavit with evidence that links the individual or location to a criminal offense.
They need a valid warrant, and it must be the original in their hands when serving. Not a copy, not a facsimile, not the judge's stamp. Not an unlegible scribble, though some places they allow a stamp. But I would argue the fact that that could have been then stamped, it's not a true signature because that could have been stamped by somebody in the office who didn't have the authority. So don't quote me on the stamp part, but I would argue that. I don't think a stamp is valid. You should also follow up this particular video by looking up a free PDF online titled An Arrest on, or no, a treatise on false arrest and imprisonment. Let's keep going.
Offense. Tied to criminal law, warrants can only be issued for criminal investigations, arrests, or searches where criminal activity is suspected or proven. This prevents warrants from being issued in civil disputes, e.g., financial matters or property disputes, which would be an overreach of authority. For oath or affirmation formal affidavit, the law enforcement officer requesting the warrant must swear an oath or affirmation supporting the probable cause. This affidavit must be signed and sworn before the judge, detailing the facts and evidence justifying the need for a warrant. If this affidavit is missing or incomplete, the warrant can be dismissed. False information penalty. Submitting false information under oath carries penalties, so the affidavit must be truthful. This ensures the integrity of the warrant request process. 5. Particularity, detailed description. What must be described? The warrant must precisely describe the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. A vague or overly broad warrant is invalid. For example, for a search warrant, the document must detail the exact location, address or vehicle, and specify what law enforcement is looking for, e.g., specific documents, illegal substances, weapons. For an arrest warrant, the warrant must include the full legal name of the individual, not just a description or alias, and clearly outline the charges they are being arrested for. 6. Judge's signature and authority. Nuances of validity. Wet ink signature. The judge's signature must be in wet ink, signifying that the judge has personally reviewed and authorized the warrant. The judge cannot simply stamp or pre-sign documents. The lack of a wet ink signature.
There it is. Well, there it is. Your boy was right. I knew it. I was like, I'm sure you can't have a stamp on. You can't. If the judge makes a stamp of his name and stamps the document, it's cookie cutter. That in itself may seem like no big deal to the average person, but some of you guys don't understand the law. I've battled legal departments, so I don't understand how. Well, I guess it is what it is. People want to always throw rocks at people, you know. Hate to say it, but I guess greater than them in some regards. But I'm not saying I'm the best by no means. I'm a learning teacher. So some of these people out here are like, you're trying to battle me on some stuff, but yet none of you got, some of you guys, most of these people who come after me, you're lawyers or whoever else who know what you know, and but you guys are held back. You guys can't even talk about everything. Or you've never studied constitutional law, or you've never battled a legal department in one, or you've never battled a court case against a prosecutor and a judge in one. That's why I don't even really entertain it unless you guys already present a valid argument or debate in a calm and rational tone instead of calling me names and monsters and this and that and you're a blah 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 blah. You got time for that? Why do you think I still have the comments turned off? I don't have time. I'm not a kid. For some of these cocks, yeah, you know what? Screw it. Some of these cocksuckers out here want to be against me. That's fine. but your internet thugs and gangsters, there's people in the real world who do real things. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. Secondly, some of y'all ain't never beat no court cases, ain't never won nothing against the establishment, fighting for your life. You ever been in there fighting for your life? Are you still fighting? Fight on a daily basis for some of this stuff. I've got 20 things going at a time. It's very draining and very tiring, but that's what they want. And they want supposedly other nationals out there, some of these gurus, to fight each other. Let me tell you, brothers, white, black, whatever else, if you're spending your time worrying about me and putting me up on your YouTube platform, first of all, thank you for exposing me to all of your people. I'm sure they're smart enough to make the better choice when it comes to people and actually caring about somebody. Because I come off as real because I am real, not like some fake shaman who's all mysterious and trying to snatch all their money. People recognize and relate with real. So attack all you want. You're just going to keep making me famous. And surprisingly, that's not actually what I want. I just want people to have this information. A stamp is not acceptable because anybody could have then stamped it. Even if he was sitting right there and he had his wife or the secretary stamp the document, that's not appropriate. All of these things matter. They have to come by the letter of the law, and if they don't, then they're in violation, and you can go after them for it. Let's get back.
Signature can be grounds for challenging the validity of the warrant. Court seal. The warrant must bear the court's official seal, which affirms the document's authenticity and ensures that it was issued by a valid legal authority. The absence of this seal renders the document questionable. Date and time. The date and time of issuance must be clearly stated on the warrant, indicating when it was signed and issued. Warrants must be executed within a certain time frame, and any delay could invalidate the warrant. 7. Execution of the warrant. Proper delivery and execution. Once the warrant is issued, law enforcement must follow strict procedures for execution. This includes knock and announce. Law enforcement must knock and announce their presence unless given a no-knock warrant, which requires specific, additional justification.
Did you hear that? They better be able to prove they have jurisdiction over your house. Guess why that would not work here? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they have not just overstepped the law and done whatever they wanted to do, but that is a suable offense, traitors, treason, international trafficking, theft, disturbing the peace, breaking and entering. Your house isn't put into a private, irrevocable trust, and your name shows up as the owner, they have a lot of leeway to come onto your property and to do such things. But here's why the Constitution, Declaration, and the Bill of Rights are so important, because if you want them out of your hair, out of your property, out of your business, and you're not doing anything criminal, then this is what you need to have in place. A no trespassing property sign, where you are revocating the implied license. Revocation of implied license and right to exclude due to foreign jurisdiction. Anyone, including the government, officials, law enforcement, constitutional rights invoked. United States of America. See, if you don't tell them at every location, every entrance point to your property, that it's private, foreign, underneath your legal name, your property then is considered situs. You registered your name. You told them you wanted to be able to drive. That's a different jurisdiction in the same area. Constitution is the land that gives you jurisdiction to do that, but they have an invisible overlay that when you plug into it by calling yourself a U.S. citizen, registering your name as a resident, anything then underneath your name that you then brought with you, and you here guy in the van with the candy here. Now you're under there. Gotcha. When you registered your name, you didn't realize that everything that you had, your house, your kids, your car, your keys, your whatever, bank accounts, whatever, you checked off U.S. citizen and used their zip code. I'm a resident of the state of Massachusetts. While you already were a national and private in their boss, you allowed them to flip the script on you, or rather you flipped the script on yourself for them. And then you brought everything to them so that they could administrate it because you brought it to the public. You took it from the private. You took yourself from the private and your stuff, and you brought it to the public side. Welcome to the public side of the force. You did? Don't trip. I did it too. So I didn't know. But now I'm like 94% out with almost no contacts other than some attempts to contract. Yeah, how's that working out for you? We'll call this person smelling. How's that working out for you? Not so much, huh? Student trying to teach the teacher. The teacher never teaches all of his tricks. But you get a B- for effort. I'll give you that one. Let's keep going.
Justification. Timing. Warrants are typically served during daylight hours, unless otherwise specified by the court. Executing a warrant at unreasonable times can also be a reason for invalidation. 8. Return to the court. What is the return? After the warrant is executed, law enforcement is required to file a return with the issuing court, listing any items seized or the details of the arrest. This process is key for transparency and legal documentation. Failure to file a return could lead to legal consequences and challenges to the warrant's validity. 9. Jurisdictional challenges. Personal jurisdiction. Law enforcement must prove that the court has personal jurisdiction over the individual named in the warrant. If a warrant is issued for an individual in a different jurisdiction, it may not be valid unless properly transferred. Subject matter jurisdiction. The court must also have the proper authority over the subject matter of the warrant. For example, a state court cannot issue a warrant for a federal crime unless granted specific authority. 10. Common errors that invalidate warrants. Spelling errors. While minor spelling errors on names or locations may not always invalidate a warrant, significant errors in identification, such as wrong addresses or completely misnaming the person, can lead to dismissal. Improper authority. If a judge without proper criminal jurisdiction issues a warrant for a criminal matter, that warrant can be challenged and deemed invalid. Failure to meet procedural requirements, missing seals, incorrect or missing dates, and unsigned affidavits can all lead to the invalidation of the warrant. Conclusion. To constitute a valid warrant, several elements must align. 1. Issued by a competent judge with criminal jurisdiction. 2. Supported by probable cause related to criminal activity. 3. Based on an affidavit signed under oath or affirmation. 4. Clear in its description of what is being searched or who is being arrested. 5. Properly signed in wet ink and sealed by the court. 6. Executed lawfully by law enforcement, following the procedures of knock and announce and proper timing. 7. Filed with a return to the issuing court listing items seized or actions taken. If any of these elements are missing, you can challenge the warrant as invalid. Understanding these nuances is crucial for standing up to legal challenges and ensuring your rights remain protected. Follow this up with the free PDF online called A Treatise on False Arrest and Imprisonment, www.blacksite32.com, www.youtube.com/James C Lovett. ChatGPT.
All right. There you have it. Like I said, these are the things that you guys need to know. And so we've got this information and more coming. Check Black Site 32 or Badwolf Unincorporated for when the seminars are coming. We're starting to gather the groups of people. We will have some free ones. We're going to have some paid ones. It'll be worth your time. That's why it's taking so long, is I want to make sure that I have stuff that's going to be valuable to your lives, and which ones you guys should just have and which ones are going to be worthwhile to actually pay for. And I'm going to try to make sure that there are definitely low cost options of similar value compared to the more high end things. I'm just going to keep rolling with the guys. This is what we do. So I am fully dedicated to learning this and other things. If you guys think that I have fire information, knowledge, and insight on this, we're going to be covering a lot more of this material, not this stuff on this channel, but everything else. We're going to be on Black Site, or no, well, yeah, Black Site too, but YouTube channel, the Badwolf Media channel. Add me over there. Unless you don't. I mean, you don't have to. I'm just saying, but I get to be a little bit more jazzy over there. All right. I got to be easy over here because we know that the are always watching. So you guys take care. Thank you for the blessings, the prayers, the care, the gifts, the donations. Those, yeah, yeah, that's about it. Hey guys, more stuff coming.